In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Quite often, quite often, we do have to come across, we do have to face, and we do have to encounter certain failures, certain unsuccessful attempts, certain types of results which are not according to our desire, which are not according to our desire, which are not according to our ambition, which are not according to our own demands. So now, once we come across a situation like this one, once we come across a situation like this one, then only, then only, once we come across a situation like this one, then only our true thinking, our true education, our true learning, our true personality does appear. And this true personality of ours, this real and very real learning of ours actually does appear and determines where we are heading, whether we are going to become a successful human being or whether we are going to become an unsuccessful human being, whether we are going to become a happy human being or we are going to become an unhappy human being, whether we are going to develop a better relationship, a better working relationship, a better understanding with the people around us, or not, or just the opposite of it. This actually, all of these things depend upon one thing, and this one thing is that what do we learn from our experiences, what do we learn from our failures or our unsuccessful attempts. This is actually the real and the very real education of ours, and this is actually the very real training of we ourselves. If at all we are training ourselves, if at all we are educating ourselves on the very right track, on the very right path, let me tell you and let me assure you that every coming day, that every coming week, that every coming month will be better than the previous one, and we will be creating a considerable amount of difference, a considerable amount of improvement after the passage of each year. All is a blessing of one thing, and this blessing of ours is that how do we what do we learn from our experiences, what do we learn from our unpleasant experiences, what do we learn from our bitter experiences, what do we learn from a pleasant or a successful experiment experiences of ours. Learning from our experiences is the real and the actual education of ours. Learning from our experiences is the real and the actual training of we ourselves. We do come across many situations, we do come across many situations which are not according to our desire, not according to our plan, or not according to our expectation. And now what do we think about that? What sort of comments do we make, and what do we get out of it? What do we carry along with us after experiencing something which is either pleasant or unpleasant? I think that the whole of our life depends upon this. Success is not complicated. Success is not complicated. Success is simple, and it is actually we ourselves who are either making the success as something which is a very complicated one, or the success which is a very simple one. It depends upon us in totally. What do we learn from our experiences? What do we gain out of our experiences will determine where we are heading, what we are going to achieve, the kind of life we are going to live. Always always get a kind of positive feedback. Always get something positive of nature, and learning something out of each of the experience, whether this experience of our is a pleasant one or an unpleasant one. And now the way we take our experiences, our unsuccessful attempts, our failures, the way we take it will determine what we are going to do in the future life, what are we going to attain and achieve in the life which is yet to come, what sort of life we are going to have, whether we are going to become a happy human being or an unhappy human being, whether we are going to become a successful human being or an unsuccessful human being, whether we are going to become a prosperous human being or maybe an unprosperous human being, whether we are going to be cheated repeatedly or we are able to defeat those cheaters and to protect ourselves from all of that cheating. The success is not complicated at all. We can make it simple. We can rather simplify it, and we can learn the precious lessons. The way we can learn, the way we can make every experience as a step toward the success, as a step towards the happiness. Thank you.